Hey, it's Holly. Welcome to Live It Country. In today's video, we have a fall home tour for you all, and we have Becca here from Adventures in Decorating sharing her 2023 fall home tour. So make sure you guys follow her down in the description box below, and let's tour her beautiful home today.
Hey Holly, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your fall home tour series again this year. And to your viewers, hi, my name is Becca, creator behind Adventures in Decorating. I'm excited to welcome you into my home here in Northern Virginia for a little fall home tour. Admittedly, I'm behind the ball a little bit this year and I'm not done decorating everything. So I invite you to join me in the coming weeks for a full fall home tour over on my channel. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll get started. Welcome to our foyer, where this year for fall I have filled it with lots of traditional colors and a bit of whimsy to greet you as soon as you walk through the front door. Starting over here, my goal was to make it feel as though you were sitting on a bench at the park surrounded by fall trees and leaves, maybe reading a fall magazine or grabbing a few pumpkins and then just enjoying a fall day. So to do that, while I didn't have a park bench, I do have the settee. It was in our bedroom. So I brought that on in, loaded it up with pillows, plain white ones just to serve as a good backdrop so that you could really appreciate the colors of the fall pillows. And then for the trees, I know a lot of people will just go grab branches that have fallen down into their yards or in the woods, but I'm too afraid of the spiders and bugs that could be hiding in them. So I happen to have these two trees on hand. They're part of my Christmas decor. They were white, but I just spray painted them a brownish gray and then wrapped, you can kind of see the brown floral wire, wrapped the faux fall stems around them. I didn't want to cover it all, just several of the branches, but I love their muted colors. It's kind of a rusty orange, not a bright orange, but I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. I then hung this peg rack and found this really cute hat at Target Dollar Spot, and it's almost a perfect match with the faux leaves, and then wrapped this throw around to resemble more of a scarf. But I love the little tassel detail. And then coming down here, I had this woven basket on hand and just added a couple of fall magazines, a matching throw, and some pumpkins. And to finish it off, I found these prints on Etsy, downloaded them, and then had them printed at a local office supply store. I am a huge fan of finding my artwork that way. Budget friendly, and there's so many that you can choose from. Now, if I slowly turn you this way, if you look up at the top, you'll notice those prints match these. But what I like to do, I'm obsessed with symmetry, but what I like to do here is I'll invert the order, where I have two brown leaves and one beige there. I have two beige and one brown. Makes it look like companion prints, but again, it just satisfies my need for symmetry. And then a closer look over here. First thing I did was layer a window pane mirror in the back. I love doing that just so it reflects everything you've got going on your piece of furniture. Now this sideboard is normally in our dining room, but I slid it on out here because I'm a huge fan of playing musical furniture. It's a budget-friendly way to refresh your spaces if they're starting to feel a bit stale. So I have my bookend lamps, and I knew I wanted just one big arrangement in the middle, again with the muted tones, but it does have a little bit of green. And then I have these little wreaths that tie in with that arrangement. And these adorable jack-o'-lanterns, again for the whimsy. I believe I found these at Home Goods this year, like maybe a few weeks ago. And down below, because I had enough space between the bottom of the sideboard and the floor, I thought it'd be fun just to have a pile of pumpkins. I found the one in the middle and the two flanking it, again, at Home Goods recently. So if you've been looking for something like that, you better hurry up and see if they've got any left. But the white pumpkins I had on hand. I just need to add a strand of fairy lights and that will be done. And then over on this wall, this is a little back hallway off of the foyer. We recently brought this secretary back up from the basement And for fall, just hung a tobacco basket up above. These faux branches match those in the larger arrangement in the middle. And then added amber bottles and little houses, pumpkins. And then another trick or thing I like to do is I'll print the same image, but I will mirror one. So see how I have the pumpkins on the left there? Here they're on the right. So it tricks my brain into thinking I have companion pieces when they're really the same. From our foyer, let's head on into our living room, which again, I have splashed lots of fall colors around. We've got vibrant and muted all mixed together. Now, before I started decorating for fall, I switched the furniture around just a little bit. I had a love seat and 2 chairs, but I wanted it super cozy. So I brought 2 more chairs in place of the love seat. So I have this 4-chair configuration. Hopefully this room just invites you to curl up with a book or just come in here where it's nice and quiet. Another thing I did is I recently painted the chandelier, the picture lamps, and the curtain rod using Rub and Buff. I believe I used gold leaf. All of this was black, but lately I found myself phasing out the black, but I really like how the gold just softens up the room. And while I had my paintbrush out, I also repainted the bricks. They were white, and then I had painted some black, and then using chalk added a little faux fire, painted over all of them with white paint, and then using varying shades of brown craft paint, taupe, a little bit of a whitewash, and then I added joint compound like I did in our kitchen just to give them more of a realistic look. But I like how it warms up this room. Okay, back to the fall decorating. These branches I found at Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. I love how they drape, and they've got really pretty shades of green and orange in them. And if you have a Dollar General nearby, you really need to go check out their fall decor. I found the pumpkin the pumpkin, the wheat, and these corbels that I've just turned into bookends. I found those there. And then the books I found at Goodwill. I am a huge fan of getting books from Goodwill. They are super budget friendly, and 9 times out of 10 you can find them in the colors that you need for the season. And then to break up all of the white in the chairs, I added these throws down the middle. They're from Target. They only had 2 left and I needed 4. So what I do in that case, I'll buy them anyway and just cut them in half. And then I just fold the rough edge over so that I can make it work. This cabinet is from Kirkland's. Kept it pretty basic, just added a little bar area up top, hung the mirror up above for color, and then scattered leaves and pumpkins, a little bit of glass and boxes inside. From the living room, we'll walk back through the foyer, bypass the kitchen, and go into the family room. Welcome to the room where I tend to spend a lot of time, especially on the weekends. And before I started decorating it for fall, I gave it a little bit of a new arrangement. I slid our love seat over from the sunroom and I removed one of the accent chairs, so there's only one. I just kind of wanted an open entry, didn't want to crowd it up too much. Then I layered this rug on top of our seagrass. It's got such pretty neutral colors, and that it ties in really nicely with these pillow covers. They were a recent purchase. Then I added the pumpkin pillow right in the middle. And again, following my rule for symmetry, I added the same pillows to the love seat and the accent chair. And then over on the bookcases, added a basket to the top shelf and the bottom. They're from IKEA. I love that they have the handles, such pretty woven texture and varying colors. And to them I added the same faux leaves that I have in the foyer. And these berries, which I have tucked into our mantle, which I'll show you in just a minute. Pumpkins, of course. Books, once again from Goodwill. And then little lanterns and squirrels, and of course the nuts, or acorns, to go with the squirrels. This really pretty fall scene. You can find this on YouTube. It has music playing as well, but I muted it just for copyright purposes. And then over on this side, I did the same thing that I did on the other. And turning you this way, I found this print on Etsy several years ago, but I just keep bringing it back. It's just so pretty. I'd love to see it in person. Down below, another peg rack, throws, and this hanging basket that I filled with faux fall stems and a little bit of willow. Over on the mantle, it's fun having a green backdrop again. It was white last year, but this same green the year before that. I love how the gold and white wall sconces and canvas backdrop pop against the green, and then how the wreath pops against the white. Down below, I created this garland using lots of different elements and layers. I have a video of that over on my channel sharing how I created that, if you'd like to take a look. And then added this wood garland, beaded garland, and then tucked in, hopefully it's concealed, our fairy lights. And it makes it just shine or gives it that ambiance at nighttime. Because I have a lot going on in the rest of the room, I kept it pretty simple on the coffee table. Just candles, a little pumpkin, and a bowl full of pumpkins and leaves. And before I take you into the next room, I just wanted to point out these really pretty shades that we recently added in here. We had shades in here years ago, woven shades, took them away, and then recently added these. And I really like the texture they add and that perfect amount of coziness, especially for this time of year. In the family room, let's head into our little sunroom, which is right here off of our kitchen. Admittedly, I really like hanging out here in the mornings simply because of the natural light that fills this space. Now, sometimes you'll find a love seat and accent chairs in here, or just two oversized accent chairs and a coffee table. But for now, it's our breakfast room. Now, I know there's a lot of white elements going on, which is why I always love contrasting that white with pops of traditional fall colors. Starting over here in the cabinets, these are from IKEA, and I always have these in here. My goal was just to create a very casual, hopefully cozy breakfast area. And when I think of fall, I think of soup, which is why I added the tureens to the cabinets. And if you've got soup, you gotta have your little bowls. These are Home Goods Vine, and I love that they had the picture to match. And then up above, brought in a little bit of woven texture, added faux fall stems. And going slowly down, I balanced that woven basket with this cane wrapped pitcher, glasses, and one pop of color. And then over on the buffet, I have another soup tureen, a little bit of ambiance, and then vases filled with really pretty fall stems and these faux pear branches as well. Now, taking a step back, because my soup tureen is lower, that's why I decided to place a fall wreath up in the window or layer it in front of the window. It matches these fall stems just to give the area in the middle a little bit of height. I feel like it balances better with the cabinets. And then down on the table, these chairs were a Goodwill find. I think I paid $20 for both of them. Ended up painting them white, no surprise. But for fall, just crowded them up with pillows. I love that one. Such pretty colors. And then to keep it really casual, a little bit of whimsy in the center, I have an oversized tray that I then layered a fall plaid throw, and then turned this little bucket on its side so it just looks like the leaves and pumpkins are spilling out. Down below, a really casual bench, and then for one little pop of color, layered this really pretty and plush fall throw. From the sunroom, I'll slowly turn you around to the final room on our little tour today, which is our kitchen. In years past, I've had large vignettes in the center of our island, but this year I decided to keep it pretty simple. Adding one large dough bowl with faux eucalyptus stems, faux fall leaves, pumpkins, and a little strand of fairy lights. And then over here, where I would normally have our kitchen table, but it's over in the sunroom, like I shared earlier, I brought in these woven chairs and I've anchored them against this little chest that kind of disguises the love seat. Hopefully all of this leads your eye right up to our fall family tree, which this has been a staple in our home for probably 15 years. Every fall I decorate this, adding fall picks and ornaments, ribbon, a crazy topper full of fall branches and feathers, and then I'll add pictures of family just to give it a sentimental touch. Turning this way, you can see I took a crock that I had on hand and filled it with rolling pins and faux fall picks. Hung dish towels and a fall napkin to the pegs, along with a cutting board, and since it's fall, you have to have your gravy boat. Our shelves are not functional, it's just to display accessories. There's another print from Etsy, and I did a mirror image on the print, which is on the other set of shelves. So where the trees are on the right, I'll show you in just a minute, they're on the left on the other side. Wooden spoons, fill little pitchers. I love these lamps. The bottom is hollow, so I can add little items up in there to suit the season. Another print from Etsy, and to complement it, I added this little fall pumpkin casserole dish to the cooktop. Little wreath up above. Cute fall plates from Hobby Lobby. And then that is the closet I mentioned earlier where we hide our microwave. And to the right is our dining room, which I wish I could share that with you. Unfortunately, I'm still working on it, but it will be ready for my music-only fall tour that I'll be sharing on my channel in a couple of weeks. Here's the other set of shelves and the mirror image of the print. Now, while we don't have a big old coffee bar, we have a coffee spot. And these fun mugs are from Target. And then I wanted to give you a better look at this plate rack that I mentioned was a DIY project from a couple of years ago. I have a tutorial of it over on my channel. It's just a fun little spot where you can showcase pretty plates or chargers. I have a hook there so that I could hang that cute little dish towel. Well, that about wraps up my fall home tour. I truly appreciate you taking the time to visit and would love your company over on my channel for more decorating, especially as we approach the holiday season. Holly, thanks again for inviting me to be a part of your fall home tour series. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.
I hope you all adored Becca and her home tour today. Let me know in the comments below your favorite part, and I will see you all in our next fall home tour. Bye.